Hi, I'm Eric Summerer, and here's what's coming from the Dice Tower this week.
Hey folks, it's Tom Vasel here with the last Dice Tower news of January the 28th, 2013. Don't forget that you can also download an audio version of this at dicetoweraudio.com, and you can also get their audio versions of some of the reviews that we do over the course of the week. Well, the Dice Tower Kickstarter is half over, doing fantastically well. Had I known it would have done this well, I would have ended it now so that we can start getting these promos out. You can't see them all still, but there are boxes. I'm surrounded by boxes here, and I'm very eager to well, I don't know how eager I am to start collating all that, but I'm eager to get those out to all of you, and thank you for those of you who supported that. You can find more information at our Kickstarter page. One of the things I wanted to talk to you real quickly about was the fact that a lot of the news that we get, if you know, we work hand in hand with Game Salute, and the news, I'm the news director there, so I get them their news. Me and Robert Searing work on that, and their news comes back. Well, their news website is now called GameBugle.com. Like the Daily Bugle, Peter Parker think. But GameBugle.com has all the information you'll need about board game. We put up all kinds of news, but not just news. We put up reviews and all sorts of things, and you can find all that at Game Bugle. Have you voted in the top 10 list this week? Don't forget you can go to the Dice Tower website and vote for the top 10. If you're watching this today, you can still get in there and vote for the top 10 games of 1998. And if you're watching this later on in the week, well, there's a new top 10 list that you can get in there and vote on. Lots of fun, and it's always fun to see what your picks are in regards to that. Also, don't forget the Dice Tower Convention. Come on now, July is still a whiles away, but as you're making your plans, don't miss out on one of the most fun conventions you'll ever go to, all about board gaming, tons of games, world famous game designers there, and a lot of the Dice Tower crew is going to be there too. All right, let's get to the game news. Several new games are being announced these days. It's that season of the year. Martin Wallace, famous board game designer, has announced The Witches, which is a sequel of sorts from his company Tree Frog to Ankh-Morpork. In a sense, this is the second game he's designed in the Terry Pratchett Discworld universe, and this is about being a witch, and I'm assuming it will have all the insanity that comes from the Discworld universe. Richard Garfield, best known for designing Magic the Gathering, but to us board gamers, we're very pleased with his King of Tokyo and Robo Rally, has announced a new game that he's designing with ILO, the folks who did the King of Tokyo game, called Ghosts. There's multiple O's there. It's a family game about capturing ghosts. And let's see, we have the second wave of Summoner Wars has been announced, and two new games are coming out this February of some note. We have the Lord of the Rings deck building game from Cryptozoic, which I'm assuming is going to be total garbage if it's anything like their DC deck building game, and I also assume that people will love it because they love the DC deck building one. And then we have from WizKids the Lord of the Rings dice building game, which is similar to Quarriors, although they said that it will be different. We'll have to wait and see. I'm looking more forward to the dice building game, but as a Lord of the Rings fan, I will end up playing both of those. Closed Toy Bar has announced the fourth big expansion for the Settlers of Catan series. There's quite a few Settlers of Catan scenarios and multiple maps and spin-offs and such, but there's been three big expansions: Seafarers, Cities and Knights, and Traders and Barbarians. Well, this fourth expansion will be coming out this March at Nuremberg, and it's going to involve pirates. He started to talk a little bit about it with different scenarios that it will have, and we'll give you more information as time goes by for that. Lots of great podcasts for you this week from the Dice Tower Network. From Ludology, they've released episode 48 where they talk about feedback loops. Not feedback that you give the podcast, but feedback loops in games. What does that mean? How does it work? Is it good? Listen to the show to find out. Little Metal Dog has released episode 51, where he interviews Ben Harkins, who designed the innovative game Legacy, Gears of Time, and Will Freeman, a reporter, as they look ahead towards 2013. On Board Games 100, they had a ton of guests. They did like a video Google chat. I didn't hear about it, or I would have actually watched it live, but they've recorded that And so they have many guests, including their former co-host, Scott Nicholson. Plaid Hat number 78, they talk about time and its effect on gameplay. Something that a lot of people get into great debates over. If a game's too long, is it, you don't get to the table too often, or game's too short? Well, listen to that show. Secret Cabal number 34, they review Stronghold, and they also talk about acquisition disorder. Do you own too many games? Look at me, there's none in the background here. And then The Long View has John Breyer on as a special guest, and they take a look back at Reef Encounter, one of the games that put Z-Man Games on the map. And the Dice Tower, we have a new podcast for you this week where we talk about a whole bunch of new games, and we have a whole bunch of contributors, and then we take a little bit of our own look kind of at what's ahead in 2013. We talk about the future of Kickstarter, the future of small publishers, and we answer the questions, which games are we an expert at? Hint, none. Well, I hope we put out some reviews for you last week. I didn't get out as many as I wanted to, but I hope we had a nice surprise with the triple Miami Dice with Z and Sam on board, and also Z and Sam doing their top 10 games of 2012. Really, one of my goals of 2013 is to get a lot more of these top 10 video lists out there because we like them. 2012 was an easy thing to do because it just happened, but you're going to see other ones. In fact, very soon you're going to see top 10 cooperative games, so I think you'll enjoy that. Let's see. Scott Farrer has reviewed Lords of Vegas. We'll be posting that this week. Ryan's going to be taking a look at Space Cadets, Pax Porfiania, Bits, and Hansa. And Jim Reed takes a look at the cooperative game Legends of Andor. And I have some reviews that I'm going to try to get done this week. These are the reviews that I'm definitely going to do. I'll be doing these first. And then down here are the reviews that I will hopefully get to. My goal is hopefully to clear out this whole pile of games, and then of course we have all these. These are not going to happen this week, but they're going to give you an inkling of things that are to come. What's in the future? What will you see? Lots of reviews, that's for sure. Our website, Dicetower.com, has all this information, and you can also, don't forget to subscribe to Remy Gibson's 3 times a week news, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, keeping you updated on all the news that's coming up. I hope to see some of you soon at TotalCon. If you're in the New England area, check that convention out. I'll be there demoing Nothing Personal. And man, there's just so many cool things coming up. Lots of reviews to do, lots of things to get to, so why are we talking here? Let's get to them.